the champion league.
Cheetah Studios, Toolbox, Street Fights TV in the house, Dade County. South Florida just got dangerous.
Dale duro, dale duro, bang. Dale duro, dale duro, bang. Dale duro, dale duro, bang. Dale duro, dale duro. Representing till the day that I die. 305 fights.
Street Fights with the Champions Rise, Tercero Cinco, Dade County, donde suben los campeones. Talk about champions, the innovation of champion in the future. South Florida, South FLA just got dangerous with Ryan Kid Danger Arancibia. Thank you so much for coming to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me on here.
Excellent. Tell everybody your full name.
My name is Ryan Kid Danger Arancibia. I'm an amateur boxer based out of South Florida, and we're ready to take over.
That's right, I like it. And he's ready to take over. He's going to be part of our Triple Fights number 10, January 29th, 2021. We have a juniors league. He's going to be involved in this league. We're looking at a superstar in boxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, a combat sports, and entertainment champion. Thank you very much for being the spokesman for our junior league. This is our first time that we're going to do it, January 2021. So thank you very much for being the face of 12 Fights for a junior league. You're a good young man. I like that you're very positive. You're also very good at what you do. So I think it's a very good representative for South Florida for 305.
Thank you.
Let's talk about a little bit about you. Where are you from?
I'm from South Florida, the Kendall area.
Awesome. Okay. We consider Kendall County.
Yeah, Dade County.
Let me ask you a question. Where are your parents from?
My father's family is from Argentina. My mother's is from Cuba.
Awesome. And that's what I like about the 305. It's Central South America, Latin America. We have a Caribbean mix. We have the whole world, the melting pot here. Let me ask you, how did you get involved in combat sports?
I started at a very young age, like around 5, 6 years old. Since my dad is very tied with the South Florida combat sports community, he used to take me to American Top Team Kendall, where Manuel Lopez was, Alexis Villa, Yoel Romero at the time, Alex Caceres, Jose Caceres, all of those guys.
Yeah, Ray Ceviche Fundora, shouts out to my friend out there.
Thank you, Ray, for helping me with my weight cut. My last fight was very appreciated. I had to throw that out.
So you were exposed to a lot of elite combat athletes at the time, yes.
At a young age. And then I would just go in the summer, just have it hang out at the gym. Manolo used to hold mitts for me and Alexis. And then I started taking it more seriously like around the age of 14 years old. When I started in my freshman year of high school. I wrestled the first year, but there's something about throwing hands with me that it takes me to another level, and I'm at another level of confidence that I feel nobody could be at my level, and I feel I take it to the top. So I started competing at the age of 15, fighting out of Muhammad Ali Boxing Center, shout out to them. But my roots always will be American Top Team Kendall Freedom Fighters, shout out Ray, shout out Manolo, shout out Marcos, all of you, shout out Alexis, much love.
Awesome, I love that. Now you see this young man, he can speak very well, he's very disciplined. This proves that the martial arts, the combat sports has so much to give in philosophy and not just raising a champion in the ring, but raising a champion in life. I call it life skills. And that's why we want you to represent 305, because you have all those qualities, and those are the qualities you want to bring out there to the public. You just had a competition. Tell us about the competition you just had.
I fought in Palaca, Florida for the Florida State PAL Championship. Day one, easy work, quick work. Didn't feel I lost a round. Got out of there quick unscathed. I had a weight cut though. I had to drop like around 8 pounds in a week, but nothing hard. Then day two came, and all I can say is, you watch the fight for yourself, you tell me who the real 119 South Florida champion is. No, not South Florida, the entire Florida. Who runs 119, you can tell me.
Awesome. You know, that's good. That's good that you had those experiences. Those experiences are going to make you better. Like McGregor's coach says, there's win and learn. That's all there is win and learn. And I've had a chance to move around and work out outside in the parking lot and stuff like that. You have skills, you just got to focus yourself, make those skills better. You know, you have the whole world in front of you. That's awesome. Let me ask you a question. Let's talk a little bit about the training, so people know about what a fighter has to go through in the training. You had talked about the weight cut. You know, people are always trying to lose weight to look good, and these fighters have to lose weight to make a fight. And you had to lose how many pounds in a week?
8 pounds.
8 pounds in a week, and you're already in shape and you're thin. So you had a coach that helped you with that, and
Yeah, my coach, Eufrasio Gonzalez, and also Ray Frondura.
shout out to Francisco Gonzalez, great boxing coach. We have some of the most elite Cuban boxing coaches here in South Florida and all Dade County. Now let me ask you a question. Did you find the weight cut tough? Or?
Not really, because I feel mentally that I can do anything that I want to do. And if that is eating fish and spinach and blueberries for a whole 2 weeks, so be it, because I get to do what I love at the end.
Excellent. So you know what he's saying? The secret to success, discipline. If you have the discipline to do it, you do it. And you know what was the secret diet? The secret diet was very simple. Eat better and work out. You know, you see me inventing new things. There's nothing to invent. There's what I call fundamentals and basics. The fundamentals of what you're displaying, which is good, is discipline. And the basics is the basic training, the basic diet, the nutrition. And you notice when you put your mind to it, it can be done. Now let me ask you, technically wise, did you work on anything specific technically in the gym?
Yes. I used to be just a kid that would go out there and I had the biggest cojones out of everybody out there, in my opinion. And I still do. But now, training with Eufrasio Gonzalez and Yanni Garcia, who I work with a lot, who was a Pan American at the age of 15 years old, I feel it's taken my game to a whole nother level, because if I'm working with him, I got to bring out the best every single time. Because if not, I'm going to get beat up. And I don't like to get beat up, so I got to step up my game. So with Franco, basically a lot of working on how to throw my right hand better, how to lower my level better and find to the body, not to drop my head when I go down and to look up always, to keep my chin tucked so my head doesn't go up, a strong jab, a good overhand right that I'm going to knock someone out with soon. You can quote me on that one.
That's what I was talking about. Those are the basics. And I'm glad that you're elevating your basics and your skills, because no matter how tough and brave you are, your technology, your skills have to always improve. Mike Tyson, who's one of the most fierce fighters, he said, fighting is not about being tough. It's about being smart. And that's why you want to use technique. That's why in martial art, it's called martial art and not martial work. When you use the technique and the art, you make it easy. And that's what you want to do. You want to make it easy. Now let me ask a question, because you've had also some experience in grappling and MMA and whatnot, other combat sports, and wrestling, correct?
Wrestling, yeah, I wrestled in high school.
Awesome. Excellent. I wrestled those in high school. So you're a complete martial artist, complete combat athlete. And that's what we want to do in terms of fights, is be complete. That's why we have boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, MMA, Jiu-Jitsu, super grappling fights. Let me ask you, what boxer is your favorite boxer, or you emulate, or you follow? Any favorite boxer?
My favorite boxer right now at the moment is Teofimo Lopez. Not just because he beat Lomachenko, but I used to watch him a lot before he beat Lomachenko, before he was a nobody in Top Rank. And I just feel like me and him have a similar style. But also for my footwork, I watch a lot of Lomachenko. I watch a lot of Canelo, of course, the best right now. Also Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford's more of a southpaw. And Gervonta Davis as well. I'm trying to throw the uppercut just like.
You just talked about Jonathan. He just won.
Yeah, he just beat Santa Cruz.
Yeah, with a vicious knockout. And you mentioned Crawford, who's going to be fighting now. Tonight. Who do you got? You got Crawford in that fight?
Yeah, Crawford, easy work.
Yes, he's got such great skills. You know, he's undefeated. Some of them say he's going to be the best pound for pound. We also have some of the executives, not to say the old guys, but some of the executives fighting. We have Iron Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. What do you think about that fight?
I don't think anybody can go in there at Mike Tyson and come out victorious, especially at such an old age. The first 2 rounds, that's it. I wouldn't even suggest to buy the fight. Watch the highlight tape on YouTube, because that's all it can be.
Yes, I like Mike Tyson also. I always think also it's based on preparation. One of the things that worried me is I saw Mike Tyson, in the YouTube just hitting the pads, but I didn't see him sparring. Because it's not the same thing hitting the bag. The bag's not hitting your back.
Yeah.
But he said something in an interview that really surprised me. He said, if I pay a sparring partner, I pay him to beat me up. If he doesn't beat me up, I fire him. So it looks that he's not only physically ready, but he's actually mentally ready. Now, the advantage Roy Jones Jr. has, he's he's been more time active. He teaches boxers in the cage, and he has a very good technical boxing skills. Do you know that Roy Jones Jr. is the only boxer in a championship fight to go one round without being touched? Can you imagine fighting a round not even touched? You have to be like Master Bui was here. You got to be a ghost. You got to be a ghost in the ring to be like that. So hopefully these champions these guys are the essence. I'm the evolution, and you're going to be the innovation here in South Florida. So much luck to you there. Let me ask you, talk to me a little bit. Does anybody in your family practice martial arts?
My dad has always been around like the martial arts game. He's never fought. I hope he gets to fight soon. Just because I did it, he's got to do it at least once. And I know that he's got the power to crack anybody. But also my Uncle Yuli, shout out to him, got the fastest knockout in combat sports history, 3 seconds. It really should have been 2 or 1. The other 2 or 1 second was the guy getting to the guy on the floor. But shout out to him, great performance. But just my Uncle Yuli and my father.
Awesome. We're going to talk about what's happening in South Florida. Before, let's talk about family. It's so important to have such a good support group. And what better support group is family? You know, when you have your family together, you know, if you look like Lomachenko is one of my favorite boxers. His father's his coach. Okay? He fought Teofilio. His father's his coach. So when you have your family together and a team together, that's why our symbol, the hands come together. In unity, there's power. So congratulate them, and that's what we need. We need everybody to come together for the benefit of the combat sports. Now, what's happening in South Florida? We just had the bare knuckles, and we had 2 state county representatives knocking out people and representing South Florida. We had Uli Munster. 3 seconds you saw it. Now, we talked about this when I shared to you some technical advice. He ran in with the jab, and what did the guy do? Move straight back. And what did that line up? The right hand. And you know what? That looks like it was coincidence, but that wasn't coincidence. He had that plan. So it's really, really important. We've had him on the show also. He's a great example, a great story. What you can do with your life if you focus yourself. And that's what we say with champions rise. Now, there was another gentleman, Luis Palomino Baboon. Again, Jim Ehlers.
Yeah, Jim Ehlers.
Ehlers. Did you see the fight?
Yeah, I got to watch the fight. Quick work.
You like it?
Quick work. I had Palomino winning because I've always followed Luis Baboon Palomino's journey throughout combat sports because at a young age, my dad was bringing me around the fights during CFA. I believe it was World Series of Fighting, and Palomino was fighting in them. And Palomino at the time had the dreads and all that stuff. I remember him. So I knew coming in that he had the expertise over Jim Ehlers because Jim Ehlers was a jiu-jitsu guy in Cage Warriors and the UFC. He was more of a grappler. So I knew once he got to the feet, strictly on the feet, and those knuckles can't lie.
Yeah, bare knuckles and only hands.
Yeah.
You know, it surprised me because I know they're both very capable. Jim Ehlers they're both MMA fighters. But I think the technique of boxing was superior, and he got him again. The jab set up the right hand. It was the same combination.
The jab is your best friend.
That's right. That's what got Muhammad Ali to where he got to. That's awesome, and that's great. Let me ask you a question. You want to give any special shout-outs or any message out there for all the juniors, all the youth, all the people that are in combat sports or martial arts, or if they're not? You know, some words of inspirement or motivation?
I'll do both. I'd like to give a shout out to my parents, my mom, my dad. I love you guys. My step-parents, Rosie, partner, love you guys. My brother down in west of California, Anthony. My little brother, Javi. My little brother, Dylan. And my princess, Naya. I love you guys. And also, I'd like to give a shout out to, again, Yuli, for putting on a show yesterday, making it on SportsCenter. Awesome. To me, I believe the future of the 170-pound division in MMA, Marcos Laredo, watch out for him. He was in there with Dave Mundell and John Gotti. In my opinion, he beat both, but when you go to someone's hometown, you know how it works with
it's
the judges.
tough, yes, sir.
You got to finish them. And I'd like to give a shout out to Eufrasio Gonzalez, my coach, Muhammad Ali Boxing Center, And to me, the three bright stars coming out of South Florida for Cuban boxing, Yanni Garcia, Orestes Velasquez, and Isaac Carbonell. Watch out for those guys. And also, thank you for having me on here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Let me ask you a question. For any young people out there that want to achieve anything, what would you tell them? What was your experience have told you so far?
I would tell you guys, just start. It's all here, man. It's all in your mind. If you feel that you can go out there and do something, you can do it. As long as you put your mind to it, and you have to stay disciplined. You can never cheat in this sport. The only thing that you can cheat is yourself. You got to put yourself in positions that you're not going to come out on top, because that's how you get better. That's where you learn, and that's where you improve yourself. And another message, to any 119-pounders in South Florida or 125ers in South Florida, you can hit my Instagram at Ryan Anasivia _ and we can line something up. Because right now, after this weekend, I feel that nobody right now can touch me.
Awesome. And we got January 29th under the South Florida Stars here ready. And, you know, I'm glad he said that, because when I first met this young man, I thought he would be a good representative, because you see he was very appreciative. And I think appreciation is the key to deliberate creation. And the second thing he said, I think it's positive to end the show with, he says you have to, if someone believes in you, you have to believe in yourself. And shout out to executive producer of Triple Fights, Lázaro Garcia. He told me in the infamous Alla Pata Pork and Beans Project words, the only man you can fear is yourself, because that's the only one that stands in your way. That is very true. So thank you again, sir.
Thank you.
Respect and honor. Say something in Spanish for all our speaking people, or Latin American, Korean people.
My Spanish isn't good. All I can say is, que hola, Sere!
All right. Bueno, can you say 305, fájate?
305, fájate.
That's good enough. 305, donde surgen los campeones, 305 Fights, where the champions rise.
Fight Miami, the Champion League.